Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Fire Fusion and friends, eat, drink, and be merry. Guys, we're just showing you exactly what you're gonna need for this dish. You can pause it. But right now, we're gonna put into this bowl a little bit of olive oil. We're gonna put some salt, a little pepper, herb base. Guys, right now we're gonna make our own breadcrumbs, and we're making up the oil base for the breadcrumbs. We want to season this really good, guys. We need a good taste, and we want this mouth-watering good. All right. So you saw us put the olive oil. We added a little bit of garlic. We're gonna add in now probably our oregano or Italian seasoning. You can choose your herb base, okay? And then we're gonna add our salt and our pepper. And we're gonna stir this thing up good. Take a look, pay attention to what we're doing. It's nothing major, nothing crazy. We're just getting these herbs in there. We're getting this flavor contrast. We're building this amazing flavor. You're gonna love this. I guarantee you, you're gonna love it, guys. We wanna give this a really good stir though. We're not gonna put any heat towards this at all. We don't wanna focus on heat at this point. We just wanna get it stirred properly, really good. We don't want it to sit at the bottom of the bowl. Okay? Let's get it, guys. Yes. Don't that look good? You can just dip your bread in there and you'll be fine. Okay, right now we're using white bread, a white bread loaf, and we're gonna make sure that we get every corner. It's very important because we wanna put as much flavor in this bread as we possibly can. This is gonna help us to flavor not just this particular dish, but this recipe will help you flavor all different types of dishes. If you like stuffing, if you do any form of stuffing, if you stuff chicken breasts, things of that nature, this is what you want to do. Don't buy it out the store. You can make it yourself. Remember, we're going to do it to both sides of the bread, okay? And in the middle of the toasting process, unless you're using a grate where there's no foil at the bottom, you want to flip this over in the middle of the process, okay? We want to toast both sides. We want to do this early in our process because after this, we're going to put it in the oven, toast it, and then we want to cool it down, and then we're going to throw it in the bag and crush it all up. But you'll see it. You'll see it. Later on, we're gonna do a whole video with this. Throw it in that oven, guys. Let's toast, come on. Dance with me. Let's get it. Those my guys right there, they doing it. Right here, we're going to the vegetable portion, and we wanna chop up these mushrooms with pretty much a medium chop, and we wanna keep them, their texture throughout the cooking process. So we don't wanna cook them too small. It's not like the onions. The onions hold their texture a lot longer, but the mushrooms will get soft. So with the onions, we can cut them a little smaller. We're gonna with a medium chop, a medium to small, I would say, but we're not mincing it, okay? So we wanna keep texture. In this portion, we're gonna go to our peppers, and of course, I'm gonna show you about this stem, guys. It's very important to take these stems out of your peppers, okay? That would be a very, sour, unworthy flavor for this dish, okay? So we're gonna chop these like normal. We're getting a nice small chop on these. Again, they hold their texture better than, even better than the onions, and far better than the mushrooms, okay? So we wanna get a nice small chop on these. We're mainly going for the flavor. Now this green pepper is very important. I want this in the dish. I don't care what you do, You need this green pepper in there. You can substitute some of these other peppers with more green pepper, unless you're gonna add more jalapeno. So if you're gonna slack on your green pepper, I want you to add more of the jalapeno, and the jalapeno will be coming up shortly. So this jalapeno is very important. I don't want to take any seeds out of this, okay? Because at the end of the cooking process, you're gonna lose a lot of the heat that's gonna come with it, and we want to make sure that we don't lose this heat, okay? We want to make sure that we keep some of it, but it's not gonna be too hot for anyone, okay? Because of the other products that we utilize. Now here, we're adding everything together. We're putting together our mixture. I don't want you to be afraid of this whole process. We're gonna actually show you, we're gonna give you a glimpse of how it should look anyway, because I know when people get to this point, they're like, is it too wet? Am I doing too much? If I'm putting too much in it? We're gonna give you a picture of how it should look at the end of this process, so you'll know when you're doing this that you're doing it right. Don't worry. Don't be afraid, okay? Oh, look at that. Those colors is so beautiful. I love it. It's so beautiful. My mouth is watering. I mean, I love fresh vegetables, okay? Okay, right here, see, we're just giving you a quick glimpse of what it's gonna look like. That way, when you're adding all these products, you understand that you're not adding too much, that it's gonna come together. So feel free, guys, add it in. Now this is very important. This is very, very important. When you have your rosemary, your fresh rosemary, you do not want to put it in whole. You want to make sure that you break this down. This is what we call almost to a minced cut, okay? We want this extremely small because the texture of a whole rosemary is not a good feel. It's an amazing flavor, of course, but it's the texture. We want all of the flavor and none of the texture of rosemary, okay? So let's chop this down. Let's get this fine. This is a fine dice, okay? We want to get this nice and fine. And we're gonna add that over, and right here we're gonna actually give you a full picture of all the spices, okay? Pause it here, take note, guys. All right, now here we're adding it in. We're adding in our herbs and spices and things of that nature, and we're gonna give you a good view, but then we're gonna add a couple more products after we do our initial mix, and that's very important. We want to mix this just a little bit gently at the beginning. Now we're breaking up our breadcrumbs. Okay, these are the breadcrumbs that we already made, we cooled, and we broke them up in a bag, and that's mainly for cleanup. So you could choose however you want to do it. You could chop them up, you can do anything. I just ask that you don't put them in a blender because we want some of these bits. It's very important, guys. It's like having, let's say, that crunchy bacon bites in it or something. It's like having little bits of bacon fat. You know, that's so sexy. That's so sexy. So we don't want to take it all out. We don't want to crush it down too much. We're just chopping it up just a little bit so we can get a better consistency. All right? We just want a decent consistency. That's all. That's all. But you notice that we left some bits there. Once we add this in, we're gonna gently stir this together. We want to incorporate everything. Just get it flowing. We're gonna add our eggs to it. Go ahead and add them in whole. You don't have to stir them first or anything like that. We're gonna add them straight into the bowl, making sure that we don't get any shells or anything like that in there. Okay. We're only gonna add 2. Now we considered adding 3, and you can utilize 3, but it holds together perfectly just with 2 with this batch that we're doing. With the eggs and the breadcrumbs, it comes together really good. Don't worry about if the vegetable is going to let off too much water or anything like that. It's not going to be a problem. It's not going to be a problem at all. 2 eggs are perfect, but you can add 3 if you wanted it to be a little more firm. Okay. So right now we're going to add in our mustard. Now we're particularly adding Frank's mustard. Frank's, it's not French. It's Frank's mustard, okay? And we're gonna also add Hunt's or Heinz ketchup. One of those two. We like to stick between those two because of the flavor that they let off. But if you have something else, you can use it. For us, we definitely want to go with this flavor. Okay, we're gonna really stir this in now. We're really gonna get everything together. Make sure there's nothing on the side of our bowl. We want to pull it all together now, guys. Pull it all together. In a couple seconds, you're gonna see that on the side of this video, we're gonna start to put together a pan to accept this amazing dish. Okay, we're gonna put some oil in the bottom so that it'll sear and hold together. But I also wanted to make sure that you knew that this was a plant-based meat type, and we're using Beyond Meat right now. But you can use any of the leading plant-based meats. But what we were talking about before, that pan that we were talking about, if you look over to your left side of the screen, yep, right there, we're using this pan to cook it in, and we want to make sure that we oil the bottom of this pan really good. You can also use glass or anything else, but this particular one, we want to use this pan. We want to use this pan. Now we want to put this in the same way we do meatloaf. We're gonna pretty much put everything in a pan first, and then we're gonna form it. Okay? We're gonna form everything while it's in a pan, the same way you would do meatloaf. Okay? The same way we do meatloaf. I want to say take your time, but you don't really have to. Guys, we're literally just gonna form this in a beautiful loaf. We're gonna pull everything together. This is gonna be, this process is, we're trying to beautify this, and we're trying to really give it that meatloaf feel, that meatloaf look. So if you have any vegetables or anything like that that fell out, we want to put that back in there. We want to get it in there, and we want to keep all these amazing flavors. Okay? So if you cover this, and after you cover it and bake it, it's going to go all the way through. Don't worry. But we want to make sure all these flavors are in there and they're all involved. And that's what's going to make this dish so sexy, guys. Okay, so after we do this, we want to go back to our ketchup product, whatever one we decided to use. We want to go back to that ketchup, because it's going to give us this amazing red look. Okay, it's going to give us that meatloaf look. We want to put a little design on the front, so that, on the top, so that when we pull it out, it looks beautiful. Okay, So this is a very important step, and we definitely need you to do this part, okay? Take a look at that. Is that beautiful or what? I mean, my mouth is watering only because I've tasted it already, guys. But after we do this, we're gonna go ahead and throw it in the oven, and we're gonna dance with our friends again. So get up out your chairs, get up out your seats, and come on along. Dance while we're in the oven. Let's get it, guys. We're coming up. I'm loving it. 375 degrees at 30 minutes will get you the perfect vegetarian meatloaf. Look at this. Was I lying? Or do that look beautiful? Come on. I'm gonna take this first cut and throw it to the side. I want you to see this. Now this is what we was talking. If you wanted to add that third egg, you can. But I don't think we needed it, guys. I really don't think we needed it. Look at that. That is beautiful. Now I'm gonna come a little closer because we're gonna pour over this amazing mushroom and beer reduction. Oh, it's a gravy, guys. It's a gravy. Oh, look at this. Oh, that is so sexy. That is so sexy, guys. Look, I'm going to take this moment and I'm going to say thank you to everyone that helped us put this together. I'm going to say like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We love you. We look forward to working more with you.